The African savanna has no law of fairness. Only 3 laws every survivor must know. The law of boundaries. Know exactly where your power ends and know when that boundary is being tested. The Mara River, Kenya, stretching over 400 kilometers, a natural boundary between the grasslands and the riverine zone. The most dangerous in Africa. Two apex predators sharing the same ecosystem. The law of numbers. The strongest individual still falls before an organized collective. Akagera, Rwanda. 2 decades without a roar, without the scent of danger. Prey in this region had 20 years to thrive, without predator pressure. And the fear reflex does not return on its own when lions come back. The law of breakthrough. Those who have not yet accumulated enough failures are sometimes the first to break the limit. Cylinder Spillway, Botswana. The smallest lion pride in the region, about to face what no one dared touch. 3 laws, 1 species. African lion has written all 3 laws in blood and passed that knowledge across generations. Nile crocodile carries over 70 teeth, regrowing throughout its lifetime and never dulling. A survival weapon in perpetual renewal. The tail of the Nile crocodile, 6 meters, accounts for nearly half the body length, generating enough thrust to launch the entire body clear of the water in under a second. Their bite force reaches 2,000 kilograms, the strongest of any living animal, enough to crush the femur of an adult buffalo in a single snap. Across thousands of years of coexistence on the Mara, that bite force has never been turned on the African lion. Among the big cats, evolution defaults to solitude. Tiger, leopard, cheetah all operate alone. Only the lion does not. Living in prides is not the African lion's first choice, but the ecosystem demands collective strength. The pride enables taking down prey larger than any single individual could handle and distributes risk against enemies no individual could face alone. These 2 species have met at the Mara River across thousands of years. The Nile crocodile is fully capable of attacking the African lion. But here, that boundary has never been broken. Both species learn to avoid costly conflict by dividing their operational space. Then migration season arrives. 400,000 wildebeest pour into the Mara River at once. The waterway becomes a killing ground. Boundaries are erased by the chaos of prey. Hundreds of thousands of wildebeest are a signal no apex predator can ignore. For every apex predator in the region, Nile crocodile and African lion converge at the same point, at the same moment. Two apex predators, same killing ground, less than 20 meters apart. Nile crocodile handles its prey underwater. African lion handles its prey on land. Neither looks toward the other. Not one conflict. That is the law of boundaries. The truly powerful need not prove themselves stronger than another powerful force. They need only know where the boundary lies and hold it. Cheetah does not live in prides. That is the rule. Cheetah operates alone. Its own territory, its own prey, no cooperation with any other individual. Kasaroo is the exception to that rule. A mother and 5 offspring, 3 adults and 2 younger males. An extraordinary number. For a species whose long-term bonds exist only with cubs during the rearing phase. Kasaroo does not operate by the standard rules of cheetah behavior. She operates by the principle of force multiplication. Coordinated strength transforms the speed of 1 into the effectiveness of 5. Cheetah reaches 100 kilometers per hour in seconds, the fastest land mammal on Earth. But that speed is not an absolute weapon. 20 to 30 seconds after reaching maximum speed, cheetah's body temperature rises to a physiologically dangerous threshold. It must stop, whether prey is still running or already exhausted. This is an unbreakable physical limit. The fastest engine always generates the most heat. A solitary cheetah must sprint at full force and bring down prey before body temperature crosses the dangerous physiological threshold. Kasaroo does not sprint at full force from the start. She traps. Kasaroo deploys in a 3-point pattern. 1 applies direct pressure, 3 close-off escape routes, 1 waits at the position prey most often runs to. Thompson's gazelle cannot leap like impala. but zigzags at high speed and changes direction at the exact moment cheetah accelerates, the moment when every directional change doubles heat expenditure. The zigzag is not calculated, only reflex, but a reflex precisely countering how cheetah hunts. Casaru eliminates space and escape directions before the sprint begins. Casaru and her 5 offspring achieve a success rate approaching 50%, unmatched by any predator on the Mara grasslands. Not because they are the fastest, but because they know the limits of speed and use tactics to compensate for that limit. Every pause is not failure. It is deliberate energy conservation, avoiding sprinting to the dangerous heat threshold when the kill opportunity is not high enough. The Mara ecosystem does not run on one species, controlling everything. It runs on stratification. The Mara ecosystem is stratified by evolutionary pressure. Nile crocodile owns the water. African lion controls open land by day. Cheetah operates in open light. Leopard owns the darkness. Each stratum is held not by treaty, but by the cost of encroaching in the wrong place. This is why the Mara ecosystem is stable, not because the strongest wins, but because each species knows which stratum it belongs. Akagera is savanna mixed with wetland, entirely different from the dry Mara grasslands. Plains, zebra and reedbuck are the common prey here. Nile crocodile is also present in the Akagera lake zone, an additional variable the new pride had never encountered. Leading them was an 1-year-old lioness who had led a pride successfully in South Africa. Her name was Ineza. Akagera did not welcome Ineza. Akagera had its own laws older than any lion in the new pride. In 2015, 17 lions left South Africa on a 2,500-kilometer journey. Their ultimate objective was to restore the predator ecosystem at Akagera, a land where lions had completely disappeared across decades of conflict and poaching. 20 years without an apex predator does not mean 20 years of weakened prey. Sometimes it means 20 years of living free of fear, including death itself. African buffalo, each one weighs 800 kilograms. Horns fused into a shield harder than bone. The boss, structure protecting the neck and head from powerful impacts. This shield is strong enough to protect the buffalo from a direct vehicle impact. That bone shield integrates direct defense. Every bite aimed at the neck and head is neutralized before reaching the skin. At first, Ineza primarily hunted familiar prey, like plains zebra and reedbuck in Akagera. Even so, African buffalo remained the largest caloric source. They concentrate near water sources in the dry season. And they knew no fear. An adult male in the Serengeti would flee at the sight of a lion. That reflex is a survival mechanism, built over many years and many generations. African buffalo in Akagera did not have that reflex. The Akagera buffalo herd had not lost its survival reflex. They had replaced it with something more effective. When they scented lion for the first time in 20 years, their reflex was not run. Their reflex was turn back. Her cubs watched from behind. Every decision Ineza made was written directly into the behavioral memory of her child's. Failure was not just one missed meal, but a wrong lesson stored across generations. No one was injured. No one died. No prey taken. 20 years of collective behavioral evolution, compressed into 90 seconds. The apex predator lost every advantage. A lion cannot attack hundreds of opponents at once. Every direction of attack is a direction to be struck from behind. A united collective overwhelms a lone apex predator. This is the law of numbers. Ineza and her pride had to relearn from the start. Isolate a lone buffalo first, then attack and never approach while the herd remains united. Ineza learned that through direct experience at Akagera from buffalo, who had replaced fear with collective unity. The paradox of reintroduction is that when a predator returns after 20 years, prey does not weaken. Prey grows stronger because 20 years without predator pressure allowed the herd to grow large enough and united enough. Before the confrontation with buffalo, Akagera had given Ineza another lesson. That lesson did not come from large prey, but from the smallest creature on the grassland. Warthog. This prey weighs 80 kilograms, 1/10 of a buffalo, slower than cheetah, without the numbers of a buffalo herd. Yet warthog survives in an ecosystem where every apex predator targets them, and the reason is not strength or speed. Warthog has scent glands on its face and neck, detecting predators by scent. On the Akagera grassland, the wind frequently shifts. Warthog always receives the danger signal before the lion enters visual range. This is why lion's ambush tactic, which relies on visual surprise, fails completely against warthog in open terrain. Selinda Spillway, Botswana.